Hey, what's up, y'all? Today's Sunday, May 3rd. It's time for another coronavirus update from Sweden. In case you didn't know, Sweden is basically the control group for the rest of the world in this great experiment that we're having solving the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, and what do I mean by control group? Well, number one, no lockdown, no quarantine. Okay, hey, the bars are open, the restaurants are open, barbers, hairdressers, the parks, the skate parks, businesses, schools. The primary elementary schools are open. Okay, the borders are open to the EU. So, and despite all that, Sweden has received a R.85 rating. I don't know if you're familiar with this R rating system that they've came out with. It goes from R0 or R0 up to, whatever. Basically, the number behind the R represents how many people one other person will get infected. So if you're at R1, that means, hey, you're going to infect one other person. Now, if it grows beyond, if it's above 1, say 1.5, you know that the virus is going to be expanding. It's still growing. But if it's below 1, you're at 8.5, you know it's starting to go down. It's starting to decrease. Okay. So, that's great news, man. Especially for Sweden. I'm stoked for Sweden getting a win finally. Putting one in the win column. I mean, the government here over the past couple of years has really gotten a lot of criticism. And a lot of it is rightly deserved. That's a very complex issue, and it's not the point of our discussion today. Typically, Sweden is held up by progressives, air quotes, Bernie Bro type people, as this great shining ideal. You hear a lot about it, the Swedish model. Okay, it's typically hyped all the time. And that's why I found it pretty funny that, over the past month, or since this thing started, there's been very little in print about what's going on in Sweden. I scoured through the internet. Don't get me wrong, there's some being written about it, especially now. We'll get to that in a minute. But previously, I think I saw something in the Times, in the Post, but very little. Okay? And why is that? Well, the WHO, not that I really give a damn what they say, has finally come out and said, hey, Sweden is probably going to be the model for the new normal. Okay, yeah. What? The new normal? What? People trusting their elected officials to do what's right, and then the elected officials reciprocating that trust back down to the people to do what's right? Oh, that should be the new normal? Wow, what a radical idea. Whoever came up with that? Well, that's the way it should be, people. But yeah, now you're starting to see a little bit more being written about what's going on over here. And, a lot of it is, you can see a little bias through, what people are writing. I guess, and it's still not even that much. I guess what's going on here really doesn't fit the narrative very well. Now, if I was one of these people in a lockdown state, I'd be upset too. I'd probably be one of these people outside protesting. But, hey, when this thing first happened, there was a big unknowns. We didn't know what was going to happen. And I could see all these measures that were taken as justified. But now that we know a little bit more about it, and we know that it's not the Black Plague, or it's not as deadly as people as we anticipated. We know that. Okay, that's fact. All right. Now, yeah, it's a tragedy. I'm not telling anyone to go out and just be like, hey, I'm not giving you any kind of medical advice. That's up to you. Okay. You make your own decision. Well, I can tell you this. Hey, I went out and got my hair cut. I'm going to go down to the skate park later on today. Okay, I'm going to go outside. Doesn't mean that I'm out hugging every stranger And I like the social distancing over here. A little side note, okay, with the Swedish stuff, okay? Man, they're funny. They like the social distance, man. In the wintertime, people hide from each other in the hallways. It's funny. Hey, all you Swedes, you know what I'm talking about. You go out your door and you hear somebody in the hallway and it's, whoa, you know, it's funny. But another funny thing that I find is that standing in lines, man, there is no social distancing. You go to get on a train or something like that, man, some grandma will come up and Muay Thai elbow you out the way, man. And I'm like, I've always thought that was funny. I'm like, ma'am, you know, hey, I'm going to move out the way for I'll hold the door. I'll give you my seat. You don't need to, you know, give me the Muay Thai. Relax. So one good thing about the social distancing here is like, hey, man, you know, people are giving each other a little more space. I like that, man. You know, I don't like the face talkers, people up in my face talking and spitting all over you, man. That's not nice. But anyway, what was I talking about? Hold on. Let me get my thoughts back. I don't know, man. This whole thing is just getting uglier and uglier. You know, I look at a map of the United States and see which states are maintaining this really draconian lockdown. And you'll see that a lot of it is falling on partisan political lines. Now these people are out here now playing politics with this. Okay, they're playing with people's lives. And they'll sit up there and they'll say, oh, we gotta save the people, we're okay. BS. If you believe that, man, I'm sorry, but you're a very suggestible person, man. You probably get hypnotized like that. Alright? They don't care. I'm sure there's people out there that do care. Okay, this is not going to blanket statement that. There's plenty of good people out there that are out there trying to do the good thing and represent people and bring good into the world. Most of them, however, no. They're out there trying to, you know, push their agenda forward and promote their own careers. Selfishness, man. It is. Okay, and to illustrate this point, let's make a comparison between the two head epidemiologists. Agnes Tegnell from Sweden and Dr. Fauci, or whatever his name is, in the United States. Okay? Hey, Tegnell, man, I've said it before, I got a lot of respect for this dude. You know, the guy has integrity. When you look at this meme, I forget what the guy's name was, but there's this meme and there's this famous photo that was taken during World War II. And it's you know, there's a Nazi rally going on and everyone's out there doing, you know, the Sig Heil salute. And there's this one dude that's standing in the middle of everyone, you know, this big rally. And he's sitting there with his arms crossed, like, and with this look of disdain on his face, you know, and everyone else is out there, you know, doing this one, and he's sitting there, you know, and there's this meme that goes around and be this guy, you know. Well, hey, let me tell you, most people that put that out, anyone that posted that, you know, I will bet against them, all right, every single one, and I'm gonna clean up bigger than the Vegas house, baby. Because most people, you're going to fantasize that you're that guy, but you're not. Okay? Now, Anders Tegnell, he's that guy. Okay? Under all the pressure of the world on him, and he stuck to his guns, that's integrity. Okay? That's integrity. Now, I've watched his interviews. You can see him in English as well. He's much more comfortable and he comes across more confident when he does them in Swedish. But he's a good, hey man, and he's humble too. When he doesn't know, he's honest. He says, I don't know. Nobody knows. This is a new thing. But he believes he's right and he's stuck to his guns despite tremendous international pressure everywhere. Now let's look at this Fauci guy. Who is this dude? Man, I tell you, hold on, here come the bells, man. The church bells are ringing. I'll be right back. Yeah, so Dr. Fauci, okay? this guy and his little beady eyes just gave me a bad feeling from the get-go. I mean, just intuitively, gut feeling, I didn't like this guy. And the more I hear him talk and the more that comes out about this guy, the less I like him, okay? I mean, we're seeing that he was involved with, somehow involved with the Wuhan thing, with that particular lab, Bill Gates and all this agenda stuff. There's people that are coming out against his role and the AIDS thing and covering things. I mean, dude, this guy's just got sketchy written all over him. And all you have to do is look at his demeanor when he was up there for these press conferences, rolling his eyes and all this stuff. Here's a prediction right now. Mark my words. Okay, this dude, he's going to write a book. He's going to capitalize on this. He is getting his 15 minutes of fame, and he loves it. And man, no telling what I don't know, man. All this, it's never going to be the same, and you got to do this, and 2 years, and cancel out all the sports and all this. Man, this dude, man, yeah. Compare the two. Who would you trust? Well, I know who I'm trusting. Anders, man. I mean, that dude's the real deal. This Fauci guy, man, I don't trust him.